Welcome back to Newsroom. Chella Smith here, your Middle East, U.S. entertainment news here on YouTube, airing on Fridays. I bring you the latest on reforms and economics based on reports put out by the Middle East news media outlets. I do this weekly review and it's based off my interest. Thank you everyone for joining me. If you're joining me for the first time and you're holding the Iraqi dinar, maybe this channel will be of interest for you. Let's get right into our news headlines. Baghdad Obelisk reports Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kazimi stressed today the need to form a national government that addresses the entitlement and defends the homeland and its unity. Al-Kazimi said in a tweet on Twitter, "We have performed the duties for which we were called to serve the great people of Iraq. We do not hesitate, falter, or compromise at the expense of the national interest, and we do not put our interest ahead of the interest of our people, and we were not drawn into arguments and outbidding." He continued, "We have reached the homeland for free and fair elections and patiently laid the foundation for overcoming major economic, security, and social crisis despite internal obstacles and external challenges. We have silenced terrorism, its cells, and tails with determination to nullify our military, security, and intelligence forces." He stressed that the national forces, parties, and personalities that emerge from the democratic electoral process bear the responsibility today to protect the national track by ending political blockage and forming a government that addresses the entitlement, preserves the country, and defends its unity and capabilities, and we bless all efforts on this path. Earth News then reported the President of the Republic, Barham Saleh, valued Friday the political initiative while stressing the formation of a capable government. He says, "We highly appreciate the political initiatives to overcome the state of obstruction and constitutional obstruction." The president said in a tweet via Twitter, "We have committed to support national efforts to meet the constitutional requirements and to initiate the formation of a capable government that will protect national security and serve the citizens." It is noteworthy that the leader of the Sadr movement, Muqtada al-Sadr, announced Thursday that he had made a phone call to a number of political figures, including the head of the State of Law Coalition, Nouri al-Maliki, to discuss the political crisis in the country. And it looks like we have a new nomination. Baghdad Obelisk reports an informed source revealed that the leader of the Sadr movement, Muqtada al-Sadr, proposed to the head of the State of Law Coalition, Jafar al-Sadr, as a candidate for the next government. The source said that al-Maliki promised al-Sadr to discuss this with the parties to the coordination framework. With only a little bit of news this week, Azharq al-Assad reports the presidency of the Iraqi parliament closed the last nomination doors for the post of president of the republic amid the presence of what has become known a political blockage in the country. The federal Supreme Court had accepted the appeal submitted by one of the representatives regarding the unconstitutionality of opening the candidacy for the position of president of the republic for the second time, after the exclusion of the former candidate of the Kurdistan Democratic Party, Howser Zimbari, as the position of the Kurdistan Democratic Party led by Mauser Barzani seemed very difficult given the ambiguity of the fate of the alternative candidate, the Kurdistan Regional Ministry of Interior, Reber Barzani. The federal court took a decision that amounted to compromise as a lifeline for the Kurdistan Democratic Party. After the parliament presidency took a decision to open the candidacy doors for a period of 3 days with the aim of allowing the Kurdistan Democratic Party to nominate an alternative to Zimbari, the federal court, which appealed this decision, at the same time granted parliament by a simple majority, not the parliament presidency, the right to reopen the candidacy doors for once, one, and last. Thus, last Sunday, Parliament held a session devoted to opening the door for the candidacy, and it was voted on by a large majority, 203 votes from a total of 256 deputies present. Al-Farat News reports the Kyrgyzstan regional government announces Wednesday the suspension of official working hours throughout the region of a period of 5 days on the occasion of Nowruz celebration. The occasion of Nowruz National Day will be a suspension from Sunday corresponding to the 20th of the current month of March to Thursday corresponding to the 24th of the month in the departments of institutions of the regional government. Shafak News reports the Turkish leader Mauser Barzani discussed with high-ranking U.S. diplomatic delegations on Wednesday the latest development in the political process and the mechanisms for overcoming challenges and protecting the stability in Iraq. In a statement to Barzani's headquarters in the Saleh Al-Din Resort Erbil, a delegation from the U.S. State Department that included Deputy Assistant Secretary of State Jennifer Gavito and the U.S. Ambassador to Baghdad, Matthew Tweller, the U.S. Consul General in Erbil, Robert Palladino, and a number of advisors, military, and politicians. The statement included that there's two sides to discuss during the meeting: the situation in Iraq, the latest political developments, and the political process and mechanisms for overcoming challenges and protecting stability, noting that they emphasize coordination and joint action between the Peshmerga forces and the Iraqi force against evil of terrorism. The statement added that the guest delegations reiterated during the meeting that America attaches great importance to the status and the stability of the Kyrgyzstan regional, explaining that the situation in Syria and the fields of development to confront terrorism in the country were another focus in the meeting. Shafak News also reports White House officials saying on Wednesday that the U.S. President Joe Biden will order government agencies to begin with creating a digital U.S. dollar. The U.S. officials stated that the implications of the prospects of issuing a digital dollar are profound, referring to the critical role of the U.S. currency in the global economy, saying we must be very cognizant, the analysts, because the implications of our move in this direction are profound for the country that issues the world primary reserve currency. The official noted that the United States can move quickly, but it can also move in a smart and comprehensive way. According to a White House statement, the United States will study the potential benefits and risk of creating a digital dollar with pressure research and developments on potential common digital currencies in the United States amid the massive rise in private cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Shafak News reports the federal court decides Tuesday to summons the Minister of Finance and the Governor of the Central Bank to appear before him in a special session regarding the exchange rate of the dollar against the Iraqi dinar. The federal court held its session regarding the lawsuit 32 federal regarding rising the exchange rate and establishing the Sovereign Wealth Fund. The court decided to seek the assistance of the economic expert Bassem Jamil and Abdul Najam regarding the plea to raise the exchange rate of the dollar. It is also decided to postpone the pleading for 314 in a special session in which the Minister of Finance and the Governor of the Central Bank will attend. It is noteworthy that the Central Bank of Iraq on December 19, 2020, officially announced the amendment of the foreign exchange rate, the U.S. dollar, to be 145,000 dinars for every 100, according to the state general budget for the year 2021, approved by the House of Representatives. Shafak News also reported Al Rafidayyan Bank announced Monday the launch of housing loans amounting to 150 million dinars to citizens and employees whose salaries are settled with the bank. In a statement, the bank's media office said that the administration decided to grant real estate loans to employees whose salaries are settled with the bank and citizens for various real estate purposes in accordance with the controls and conditions. He indicates that the bank grants 50 million dinars to citizen employees whose salary is with the bank to restore, rehabilitate, build, or buy residential houses at an interest rate of 5%. And the repayment period is 10 years with the guaranteed MasterCard and the grantor of the civil servants whose salaries are with the bank exclusively, with the mortgage of the properties required to restore, rehabilitate, build it, and buy it. Shafak News then reports the Central Bank of Iraq cash sales fell last Sunday to less than $1 million compared to foreign remittance, which rose to more than $112 million. The Central Bank of Iraq usually sells at $12 million in the currency auctions on a daily basis. Shafak News agency correspondent stated that during its auction for buying and selling U.S. dollars, the central bank witnessed a decrease in its dollar sales to reach $112,670,566 U.S. dollars covered by the bank at the base exchange rate of 1460 dinars per dollar compared to last Thursday when sales amounted to $137,900,000. Our correspondent indicated that 17 banks have met requests to enhance balances abroad, and 2 banks have responded to cash requests, in addition to 1 mediation company. And that's all for this week's Newsroom Weekly Review, your Middle East U.S. entertainment news on economics. I try to bring you all the latest Dinar news without having to keep up with all the different outlets. I'm Chella Smith, Newsroom here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like my content, give me a thumbs up. I will see you guys next Friday for your next Newsroom update. Shout out to Currency 365 for his continued support. If you want to learn about stocks and cryptos, you can join him and his crew for the most recent updates. You can find him on YouTube or Patreon. Well, I've been at this going strong for many months now. Soon I'll be ready for a vacation. I'll see when I can get those dates to you guys. We're thinking about the end of April sometime, so keep that in mind for next month. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Take care. Make sure you join us Fridays, 4 p.m. with Newsroom Updates with Chella Smith, Entertainment News.